Guys, I have a question to ask you. What do you know about past lives? Uh, I guess you could say in a semi-scholarly manner. Do you guys have any references or sources, or do you know of? I mean, the concept of reincarnation. I know originally it comes from. I guess you would call Hinduism, right? I know that the name of the religion is not in English. I don't know how to pronounce it. That's why I'm saying Hinduism, so I hope I don't offend anybody. But the concept of reincarnation is universally understood and accepted. But that is incarnation into a physical incarnation from a spirit that didn't necessarily come from that bloodline, right? That's my understanding. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I want to learn. But so that's a spirit. A person dies, the spirit inhabits another physical form that is usually outside their family line, I'm assuming. Okay, so what if, and I'm pretty sure this is not a new idea, and I've been pondering this for a long time, what if reincarnation is actually genetic memory? And I've stated this in other videos, and you're probably asking yourself, what's genetic memory? Well, the memory that you get through your genetics. And you're probably thinking, well, that's not a thing. No, it's a thing. It's a thing. Our science is beginning to prove that it's truly accurate, and that it genuinely does happen. Memories through DNA. So I'm asking these questions because there are certain moments where I remember things, and I wonder how I remember them. And I've stated this in another video, but I know what it feels like to be a man. And I was born a woman. I know the physical sensations. I know the thought process. I know the emotions. I know the rationale of what it's like to be a man. Okay? And no, it's not because I want to be a man. I just know what it's like to be a man. So that got me thinking, like, maybe I know what it's like to be a man because it was passed down to me in my blood. That the person that fathered me felt these sensations so often that it got passed over to me. And also, there are certain things that I'm capable of that were practiced by my father's side of the family. There are certain things that I just know. I just know them for no explicable reason. Are there certain things that you just know and you can't explain why? I mean, very specific things. And in questioning this, did you ever question if there was anybody else in the family that knew those things? Because I'm wondering, for people that do like past life evaluation, they go to a therapist to find out their past lives and stuff like that. I'm wondering if they're just triggering a genetic memory. Like, I used to be a Frenchman. A psychic lady once told me that I used to be a freshman, that I used to be a Frenchman, as she put it, and I know that sounds offensive, but that's how she said it, that I used to be a French man, and that I was a fisherman, and that I died through drowning. Okay? So, right, like, you're like, oh yeah, that could have been anybody, and there's no way for her to prove it. Well, be that as it may, I found out that I have French in my lineage. So, I mean, you're probably like, yeah, well, duh, a lot of Hispanic people do. Okay, fine. But you know, there she also told me other things that came to fruition. Like everything she said was true and very specific. So it got me thinking about the lineage thing, about the DNA thing. Like when you awaken that sense of yourself, that, you know, you go looking for your roots and you start thinking about influences, and you start thinking about, why am I so like turned on by these things? Like why does Andean artwork influence me so much, you know? Or why do certain categories of music influence me so much but not others? And it sets me apart from my peers, you know? Or like, you know, just like little examples like that. Like, how do I know how to play the piano? Well, then you find out that your great-grandfather was an expert pianist or something. You just automatically know how to play. Blah, 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 blah. So I'm wondering, in your opinion, like, what do you find is more valid to you? Or, I mean, it could be both. But do you find that a lot of what you consider like deja vu could be genetic memory? Or do you think it was previous incarnations? Do you believe in reincarnation? Do you like thoroughly understand what reincarnation is? Because I know I don't fully understand what reincarnation is. And have you considered that maybe your past lives are actually your ancestral influence in your blood? I mean, I'm just asking. I'm not judging, or I'm not preaching, or I'm not saying anything. I just want to ask you what you think between the two. So anyway, post in the comments and let me know what you think.